Shalom, shalom. Gonna start off by giving all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to apostles and elders, a great millstone who will well. Salutations to the hopeful elect. I preach this truth out of the four corners of the globe. I honor brother Shamari from the GMS Cleveland branch. This is Bakar.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, in the spirit, got us together. Lord willing, to do an edifying video to edify brothers, hopeful elect members. You know, Lord willing, we all be of the elect that push this truth diligently. All right, and basically, man, you got to do the works, man. You know, you got to keep the laws. You got to keep the Lord's sayings. You got to keep these sayings, these prophecies. You got to keep these commandments, these laws to the best of your ability, man. All right, I know we saved under grace, and you know, certain things is just, you know, kind of like through the spirit, but for the most part, you got to strive to do this work, man. Because, you know, so certain brothers, you know, think about grace and then they won't take the Lord serious. You know what I'm saying? But it's more than just grace. You know, you still got to strive to do the law, strive to do the commandments. And Salaki, before you get that, all right, this is John, and I ain't brought this out in a hot second. This is John chapter 14, verse 21. It says, "He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me, and he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him." So in order to receive the love of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, you got to prove your love by following these laws, statutes, and commandments. Or if you got something to say.
Oh, come on, man. This is Romans. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword?
And in the book of John, scripture said, John 14 and 15 said, if you keep my command. Oh, you was about to grab that?
No.
So like, well, it say that if you love me, keep my commandments, right? So, all right, nothing should separate you from the love of the Most High. The love of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi is keeping these commandments, doing this work. You know, I believe it was Yahawashi who told Peter, and if it's not correct, he said, if you love me, feed my sheep, you know. And he asked him, and he told him that more than one time. So, you know, you got to do that in this truth. You got to do this work. You got to push this word. You got to keep these laws, man, to the best of your ability. And nothing should separate you from keeping these laws and loving the Most High.
It say, shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or sword, or peril, or sword, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are accounted as sheep for the slaughter.
No, Salakia. After that, get the Deuteronomy.
Okay.
Right, cause it said show tribulation. So tribulation shouldn't separate you from the love of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, because whether you in this truth or not, you're gonna go through tribulation. So you might as well go through it with the Lord on your side, man.
It say, when thou art in tribulation, Salakia. This Deuteronomy 4 and 30. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn to the Lord thy God, and shall be obedient unto his voice, for the Lord thy God is a merciful God.
Exactly. So if you in tribulation, you're supposed to turn to the Lord. You know, if you in tribulation, you're supposed to seek Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. All right, you're supposed to be obedient to the voice of Yahawah Shem Yahushua when you're going through tribulation, man. All right, and then the Lord gonna show mercy on you. You know, the Lord not gonna forsake you.
Right. Then it said, even in the latter days. You know, cause, the prophets back then already knew that we was gonna go through that great tribulation, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, but it said, if you turn to the Most High and be obedient unto you, you know, he gonna show you mercy. He not gonna forsake you, because it say he will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. Right. So he ain't gonna just, oh, fuck it, they wicked as hell, I ain't gonna do shit about it. Fuck all of them. They all die. Had them fuck themselves. Like, no, the Lord, he a merciful God. He faithful. So he ain't gonna forsake his children, man. You know, but primarily he ain't gonna forsake the elect, his elect. You know, the ones that's that want to be a part of that new covenant. You know, that want to come rule in righteousness and come back to Yahawah Bahasham Yahushua. You know,
like the 2 Samuel is 22:7. All right, because now we just read what you're supposed to do when you go through tribulation. All right, now we gonna go in 2 Samuel chapter 22, verse 7, because not only are you not supposed to let tribulation separate you from the Most High, but you're not supposed to let distress separate you from the Most High either, because that's something you're gonna go through too. You're gonna go through distress in this truth, man. Yahushua went through it, so we gotta go through it.
The 2 Samuel 22:7. It say, in my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried to my God, and he did hear my voice out of his temple, and my cry did enter into his ears.
Exactly. So when King David was under distress, he cried into the Most High. He made supplication, he made prayer to Yahawah Shem Yahushua, man. And his prayer was heard. Yahawah Shem Yahushua heard his prayer, man. So when we in distress, we supposed to call upon the name of Yahawah Shem Yahushua, man. We're not supposed to take matters in our own hands, or we're not supposed to go to man for help. You know, we're not supposed to look for carnal things to basically, you know, take our mind away from the stress. We're not supposed to do that shit, man. Because a lot of the times your flesh will kick in when you under distress. You know, your flesh will kick in when you going, you know, through a lot of pressure, and you'll want to try to, you know, drown yourself in your sorrows, or you'll want to basically try to, you know, find a alternative to deal with it. No, you gotta go to Yahawah Shem Yahushua. That's your greatest source, man, of help. All right, it's crying to the Most High.
Right then, this scripture cold, because it said, and he did hear my voice out of his temple. And because, ultimately, what's the temple of the Lord? Your body, man. So that just shows that it's more than the flesh. It's your spirit that's crying to the Lord, man. You know, it's not your actual flesh doing it. It's your spirit that's inside your flesh, man. Because your flesh is not you, man. The real you is your spirit, man. You know. But that was just a point I wanted to make. That I got out that scripture.
You got a precept or something?
Go
ahead.
This Psalms chapter 91, verse 6. It say, Salaki, I'm gonna read verse 5. It say, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day. Right, because when those missiles come, hey, it's gonna be great tribulation on the earth. That's gonna be tribulation, missiles hitting this place. And while you going through tribulation, you can't be afraid. You can't be making haste be in that spirit, like how I'm gonna handle this, what I'm gonna do. You just gotta just go through it, man. You know, and trust in the Lord, man. You can't be trying to avoid your tribulation. You just gotta go through it. It say nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Right? Because all of these things that's gonna come to this place that could come upon the earth, that's part of the elect being brought through that fire, man. Cause even though the elect will be protected, you know, the Lord not gonna forsake them, the elect still gotta go through their tribulation, you know. But like the first scripture we just read, shall tribulation separate us from the love of YAHAWAH? No, not if we a part of the elect, man. You know. It say 1,000 shall fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh unto thee. Right, so it's gonna be people dying left to right, but the elect not gonna be consumed, man. You know, the elect is not gonna just go out like a reprobate, man. You know.
Right, and that scripture said, 1,000 on our right side and 10,000 on our left. Hey, who's to say, man? It might be a beloved family member that might die beside you, man. It might be somebody who you love dearly that died beside you, man. That shit could put you under a lot of distress, you know. If your mind not used to seeing, you know, something of that nature, you know, that could put you under, you know, a lot of stress and a lot of tribulation, and Satan could try to tempt you to bug out at that, man. But if you turn to the Most High, if you turn to YAHAWAH, that spirit is gonna overcome Satan. That spirit is gonna overcome the flesh, and YAHAWAH gonna sup with you, man. You know, can you grab 2 Timothy 3:12? Because I'm gonna read this over. Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution? Because we gonna be persecuted too, man. And that persecution is gonna be a lot of temptation on brothers. Because it's about how you go through that persecution, man. You know, YAHAWAH went through persecution, you know, and when he went through that, he didn't really talk too much, man. He didn't say too much, man. When he answered the questions that needed to be answered, but other than that, man, he ain't say nothing at all, you know. YAHAWAH, he just served his persecution with a humble and a contrite spirit. So we got to do the same thing. And he didn't let that persecution come between the relationship he had with YAHAWAH, man.
So this is 2 Timothy chapter 3. I'm gonna start at verse 11. It say, persecution, affliction, which came unto me at Antioch, at Iconium, at Lystra. What persecutions I endured, but out of them all the Lord delivered me. Yeah, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach shall suffer persecution. Right, so if you truly living in the name of YAHAWAH, if you truly serving the Lord, if you being sincere, serving the Lord with sincerity, you know, you go suffer persecution, man. You know, you go through hard times, cause everybody darkest hour, you know, about to come, man. You know, that hardest time of our life about to come, you know, which is that hour of temptation. But you gotta endure through that, man. I wanted to get the word persecution real fast. This is a Google definition of the word persecution. It's the hostility and ill treatment, especially because of race, political or religious belief. And this not no religion. you know. But hey, we gonna be persecuted for the faith that we got, man. And in the name of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua, man, we go get a ill treatment, man. Our own people go deliver us up, you know, or at least attempt to, because everybody not gonna get delivered up, but everybody. Hey, you think everybody look down on us now? No, it's about to be on a whole different level, you know. You gonna have to be like a vagabond or a fugitive if you don't get delivered up, man. You know. But guess what? Like verse 11 said, the Lord delivered me out of them all, man. You know, because the Lord delivered Paul out of all those persecutions. Even when you read at the end of Acts, the Lord still delivered him out of all of that, man. You know. So you gotta in order to have faith like that, you gotta be rooted in this truth. You gotta be strong in the faith. You gotta build your mindset up with these scriptures, man. Because things about to get worse. If you in that mindset, this the worst it's gonna get. You going off, man. Because it's about to get worse than this, man. You know, and I was doing a video on that earlier. It was this Jehovah Wickedness pamphlet this lady gave me, and it said, how do you view your future? Will things stay the same, get worse, or get better? You know? But before things get better, they about to get worse, man. And that's that great tribulation that's about to come, especially on the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, and particularly the 144,000, man. You know, that's part of being brought to that fire.
Can you grab Ezekiel 14 and 13? I'm gonna read this over again. Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness? Hey, and that's the spirit, because Isaiah had to prophesy naked for 3 years. You know? Hey, that's a humiliating thing that puts you, that makes you lowly, that makes you humble, man. So even that didn't separate Isaiah from the love of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua. He still went out there and did the work, man. Why? Because he loved Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua. I'm thinking that's the 20th chapter. So like I'm gonna try to get it real quick through the spirit.
I think that's like 20th chapter. Right, and him doing that was a form of humility, man. You know, hey, because when you get persecuted, you gonna be humiliated. Hey, think about it like this: the Lord, when you first came in the truth, the Lord could have had your family persecute you, as far as putting shame on your name, separating you from family events, talking shit about you, telling you that you shouldn't be doing that. And the Lord can make that die down, but start that back up in Jacob's trouble on a higher level than it was when they did it before, man. You know, because, hey, the more we getting built up in the spirit, the more these outsiders getting more wicked and more bugged out, you know? Hey, Salakia, knowledge increasing on both sides. Knowledge is increasing in wickedness and in righteousness, you know?
This Isaiah chapter 20, I'm gonna just read verse 2, get straight to the point. It say, at the same time spake the Lord by Isaiah the son of Amos, saying, go and loose thy sackcloth from thy loins, and put off thy shoe from thy foot. And he did so, walking naked and barefoot. So yeah, man, Isaiah had to prophesy out there naked, man. And that still ain't separate him from the love of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know, so it's these prophets that you gotta go back in the scriptures, and you gotta give an example, and you gotta read, and you gotta you gotta take account for it, man. You know, that's why James 5 and 10, they talk about taking the prophets for an example of suffering affliction. You know? But I'm gonna read this over Because, hey, man, the scriptures say, so like not the scriptures, but it's a saying in the world that repetition is like a key to remembrance. So the more you keep reading over the scriptures over and over again, the more you get better understandings, the more you become more in tune with it. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine? Hey, because look, famine is going to be a famine out here too, and that's going to be a temptation of the flesh. When first and foremost, it's going to be a famine of the word. The doors of repentance is going to close. And then it's going to be a famine of natural resources. The Lord is going to literally dry up the seas, and it shall be like land, the scriptures say. The Lord going to dry up roughly paraphrase, the Lord going to dry up, different bodies of water, And then there's going to be a famine of food and water,
Right.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Art. What you was about to say? Just say what you was about to say.
Salakia. All I was about to say was, not to digress, but see, look, this why you shouldn't bullshit. Because if you bullshitting with the truth, how is you gonna be able to handle this stuff that's going? That's gonna be going on, man. That's why you gotta be praying and fasting, man. But ultimately, you gotta be praying. If you ain't praying, it don't matter how many videos or camps you go to. If you're not praying, that shows lack of faith, man. It don't matter what is you. You could be giving out bands to the arms. You showing lack of faith because you're not praying. How shall I say your faith get built up by prayer and fasting, man? So, hey, if you just bullcrapping with the truth, you doing it because somebody else doing it, or you relying off their faith, or you cause see, look, a brother could strengthen you. A brother could be more converted and be more in the spirit, take the bean out they are and strengthen you. But it's not much as what a brother can do. It's the same thing like a brother could try to hook you up with a girl, but you gotta put the effort in to get the girl. You can't just depend on that brother that you like. It's not that much that a brother could do for you. So you gotta be trying to do this for yourself, or you just gonna be bugged out that the Lord gonna do a number on you. And I'm not even saying in particular you gonna get destroyed, but you just gonna be messed up. Like you just gonna be messed up.
Right, you gonna make it harder on yourself. And I remember in the group chat, the brother Amar, he said, don't make stuff harder than it really has to be on yourself. He said something related to that. He said don't try to make this truth harder than what it really is. And you not being in the spirit is making your lot harder than what it really is.
You said Ezekiel 13 and 14?
14 and 13.
Salaki, say that. This is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 13. Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously.
And Salakia, is this not a land that's sinning against the Most High? This land has committed a great amount of iniquity, and it's just increasing and increasing and increasing. So how much more for now? This was back in Ezekiel's time. How much more for now, man?
It say, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of the bread thereof, and will send famine upon it, and will cut off man and beast from it.
So the Lord said He's gonna break the staff of bread, man. Hey, the staff of bread is the support system of food, man. A nigga might read that and be like, oh, it's just not gonna be no more bread. You're a simple nigga, man. But the Lord not playing, man. The Lord said He's gonna break the support system of food, man. To the point where, and the Lord gonna put the spirit on Esau to not even, import or transport no more food throughout the countries no more. And niggas is gonna be going crazy, losing their mind over food, man. Hey, Jake can't even go a day, let alone an hour without eating. You know, they get to complain, just like in Egypt, man. Just like when the Lord led us through the wilderness in Egypt, and the Israelites started complaining, man. Hey, the Lord gave us manna, you know?
Water out of the rock.
Manna falling from the sky, man. So what the fuck? How much more if it's no food at all? Jake is gonna literally bug out and lose it, man. You know? Imagine, you know, somebody of your household, you know, basically, and you seen a whole different side of them because it's a famine, you know? Somebody of your household who you thought loved you dearly, you know, raised you, nursed you since, you know, you came out the womb, and now they want to kill you or just to feed their needs, just to feed their flesh, man, for that little season. Imagine something like that happening to you, man. Because that's something you got to prepare your spirit and your mind for. Because it's going to be stuff like that going on, man. You know, so, hey, that shouldn't separate you from the love of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua. You might have to go weeks without, or you might have to go days without eating or drinking anything, man. All right? That's why, like the brother was going, that's why it's important to fast, man. You know? And you ain't even got to start off doing 24-hour fast, man. You could start off, if you're not used to fasting, you start off doing 5 hours, you know, and then once you feel like you getting more built up, try to strive for 10 hours, try to strive for half a day, 12 hours, and start building yourself up to do a 24-hour fast, man. You know, that's why you gotta prepare the scriptures talk about preparing your mind for temptation, man. In Sirach, the 2nd chapter. So you got, or Sirach, prepare your soul for temptation. So, hey, man, famine is a part of temptation. Niggas gonna be taking the chip because it's a famine. You know? You can't let that separate you from the Most High.
Right, and that's how you know. See, and when the famine come, it ain't just gonna be you hungry and shit, your body hurting. You gonna be seeing these demons too, cause when you fasting and stuff, your pineal glands more calcified. So it's gonna be niggas going. The nigga might go a week or two without eating and shit. Then he starts seeing crazy stuff, but it's them demons, and his pineal gland is opened up more to see stuff like that. So you gonna have people not just bugging out because they hungry. They gonna be bugging out because they gonna be seeing stuff, and they ain't gonna know the reason why. But if you a brother and if you in the right mindset and you went a week or 2 or 3 weeks or how long the Lord had you not eating, you not just hungry, but you see a demon, you gotta be in your head like, oh, okay, I ain't been eating, alright, so, you know, the spiritual realm is more open in my eyes right now, so this just a demon trying to bug me out, you know? Cause it's gonna be apparitions and demons trying to make you do stuff. Hey, the Satan, when Yahawashi was fasting, Satan came to Yahawashi like, jump off this temple. The angel go catch you. A demon could try to hit you with that same thing. You could be on something like the Eiffel Tower or Cleveland, the downtown Key Bank. The demon had you go all the way up there. You ain't eat, so you know you weak-minded a little bit, but you still girded in the spirit. Should jump off. The angel go catch you, you know. But a simple nigga would jump off because he bugging out. He don't know what's going on, and he hungry on top of that. So that's why you gotta be. Hey, that's why you gotta just put on that armor of the Most High. You know, gird up your loins, cause it's about to be all types of stuff trying to put you through temptation. Look, you could don't eat. A demon could be like, take the chip, bro. You ain't eat, man. On top of the demon, you got niggas in your face begging you to take the chip too. Yo, little kid telling you to take the chip. Plus, it's a demon that nobody, but you don't want. It could be like the Lord could have it like, the Lord could ordain the demon that you the only one see the demon. Everybody in your face, take the chip, you know, and you ain't eat and you starving, you know. So hey, even though the Lord know what you can handle and what you can't handle, but at the same time, you don't know though.
Right.
Right. So you gotta prepare yourself for temptation. You know?
If you grab 2nd Esdras 15:5, Brother Christian. I'm gonna read this again. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? And that's a rhetorical question because it's gonna be perilous times. All of this we just described, all these scriptures we went into, that's dangerous times, man. That's what peril. A peril means danger, dangerous times. All right, and some of us gonna have to die for this truth, man. Hey, you gotta have it in your mind that, Lord, when I'm gonna die in this truth, man. You know, if push come to shove, and I gotta get beheaded for not taking that chip, so be it, man. Let that be the Lord's will.
This is 2nd Esdras 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. Alright, this 2nd Esdras 15:5. It say, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. The sword, famine, death, and destruction.
So look, man, you may be looking at like, damn, that's a lot to handle. Like, all of this stuff gonna be going on. How a regular person, a human being like me, gonna be able to make it? You know, I'm only human. I'm only in this flesh. How the hell is it possible that I'm gonna make it? Well, guess what? If you got YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua, the scriptures talk about through Hamashiach. So like, can you get Philippians 4:13? Because I ain't gonna butcher the scripture, man. Because look, this is a lot of bullshit that's gonna be coming. It is a lot to handle, man. That's why we preparing now, while we got the leisure, while we got the opportunity. You know, the scriptures say, seek the Lord while he may be found. And right now, hey, he presenting himself to you Israelites, man.
This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Hamashiach, which strengtheneth me.
Exactly. So YAHAWAH Shem Yahushua is how you gonna make it through all of this, you know?
Right, and the scripture talk about having boldness in the name of the Lord. You can't just be scary. If you being scary and we coming into war, you could forget somebody killing you. You go scare your ass to death. You just it's a demon. Oh, a nigga got his head, and you gotta be bold. You know. Hey, I remember Apostle Gabar, he was saying, if you in great